Hey everyone, how's it going? I got a cool little video here today to show you guys. I was going through this wrestling magazine. I believe it's an Inside Wrestling one, and I believe it's this is it. I think it's the January '95 one. But look at that, Sabu versus the Sheik. Now, yes, that's Sabu right here, as we can see with the Sheik. But who's this young guy getting a pencil to the head, it looks to be? That is Sabu in 1987, wearing just trunks, knee pads, and boots. Now, at first I thought, is it really Sabu? I mean, you can't really tell in that photo. They could just be saying that. So, luckily, let me get the page turned here. It is, in fact, Sabu. You can see, let me get this a little closer here. You can definitely see that is Sabu. So Sabu, in 1987, this was probably, I'm guessing, his rookie year, I would think. I doubt his name was even Sabu here. He was getting his ass handed to him by his uncle, the Sheik. This had to have been in Detroit for the Sheik's wrestling promotion in the 80s. So, yeah, that's crazy. Like, early photos of Sabu. And it makes you wonder how long that these photos were, like, sitting in some sort of, I don't know, like, cabinet or filing, I guess a filing cabinet, right? And maybe they stumbled across them and they realized that it's Sabu. I really don't know how this came to be. But it's cool that they found the photos, and it's cool that, we get to see, there's a good close-up of Sabu there in 87. It's cool that we get to see this stuff even in I believe, January 95. We get to see Sabu in his early days. Let's see if it says here if he had a different name. It says the Sheik didn't take it easy on his protege when they met up in the ring back in 1987. He carved up Sabu like he would any other opponent. 7 years later, teacher and student are still occasional tag team partners. So it doesn't say what his name was at the time. I'm guessing it wasn't Sabu. I mean, he wasn't even portraying like that style of gimmick. It looks like he was just a dude. And but yeah, what a weird thing to find looking in this magazine. And of course I wouldn't have known that except for the fact that I just put up the January 1995 magazines on my Facebook page and on Instagram to show off what it looked like on the newsstands in January of 95. And of course, this was in it. So it's a nice way for me to go through these magazines and actually look at them and read them, because a lot of times they're just sitting in piles on my shelving unit, right? And I just don't really want to dig to take out a random magazine to look at. But if they're sitting out on a display like a newsstand would, it's easy to pick it up and browse through it. But I thought this was a cool little video today of Sabu and the Sheik. Of course, everyone is probably more familiar with Sabu in ECW. He went there in 1993. I believe Paul Heyman heard of him from Japan. Now I don't remember if Sabu was working for Wing or if it was FMW at the time. So I know he did work for FMW as well, but it may have been FMW he was at. So I want to say him and his uncle had that fire match in 1992 in a PWI magazine. And actually, I'll find it later. I don't know where that's at. Maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. But yeah, there's a fire match with Sabu and his uncle against, I forget now. It's two Japanese wrestlers, of course. I just don't remember who it is now. And I guess the match ended in like minutes because the fire was too out of control. I believe they talk about it in the Dark Side of the Ring episode on FMW and Onita. Actually, Onita was probably one of the men in the match. I'm thinking. So there you go. But yes, that is going to be in a later video if I find that magazine to show what happened there. But yeah, this it's kind of neat to see early Sabu, without the gimmick. Was he just Terry Brunk here? Like, who knows, right? He's clearly almost an enhancement talent the way the Sheik is destroying him, though. But but then Sheik, he got his, Sheik's bleeding too. So clearly Sabu got some offense on him, but I think the Sheik bled in every match anyhow, so it really didn't matter. So yeah, this just a little video today of the early days of Sabu. If you have any early memories of Sabu, let me know in the comments. What was your first memory of Sabu? Mine was definitely ECW, seeing him on there. Of course, reading about him in PWI and such, of course, in 1992 and 93, I knew of him. But to see him, he was definitely in NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling in 1994, around, I believe either late January or early February of 94 is the first time I saw NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling. And Sabu was definitely one of the main guys. It was right before, actually, it must have been January, because they were hyping the night the line was crossed, it was coming up. They're hyping that event with the three-way dance with Terry Funk, Shane Douglas, and Sabu. So I do remember that. I do remember they were hyping that match. So I'm guessing it was January of 94 or so was the first time I saw Sabu ever wrestle. And man, that guy was crazy, moonsaulting through tables and such. So he definitely put his body through a lot over the years. So yeah, all right, just a little video here. Unfortunately, I have no more unboxing of magazines, not for a while. Nothing has come up that has, tweaked my interest, or piqued my interest, I guess. So right now, there's just nothing, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that something pops up that, I could add to the collection. But I checked out everything on my list for WWF magazines, and I'm only 2 away from completing the 1990 year, and I believe I'm 5 away from completing the 1989 year. But my 1991 and 92 still need a little more work. I think I have 5 magazines from 91, and I think I only have 4 from 92. So I definitely need to. Man, I missed out on that January through December 92 batch too, and that's going to be the pisser now, is I missed out on that. So but yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and until I do my next video, I'll talk to you guys later.